following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
So, you find yourselves atop a ziggurat. There are two stone statues of burly men, shaggy-haired and loincloth girded, facing away from you with their arms spread wide. Someone has the translation of the previous notes, no doubt? Or I believe to be you don't, because no one did it. Isn't that true? Homework avoiders.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, because Seraphim decoded it.
We do not need payment. Your colours, the colours of the Nolus men, are not represented here. Face yourself and embrace the destiny you choose. As you stand at high top of the ziggurat, you look out and you see, as I will describe again, because I'm sure none of you remember,
That was partially lost in the
a
last.
mile-wide large chamber. It is supported. It's roughly hexagonal and supported at each corner by a bent Atlas pose style statue of one of the 8 razors. There is a great cemetery stretching out across the grounds with a single path wide between the stones, leading towards, across the other side, another ziggurat like this one, the details of which you cannot make out at this range. The cavern is lit high above by a blazing ball of flame, obviously magical. And here you stand, apparently paralyzed and speechless with awe.
So the statues that are holding up the ceiling, are they all the same colour, or are they just statues?
They all appear to be the same colour.
Like stone, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Shall we head to the next ziggurat then?
Perhaps there could be key information there that we cannot see from this distance.
I agree.
You should go down. There's only one path from here.
Is it?
Down and
There's only
across.
one path from here, isn't there?
Down and across through the gravestones, I'm guessing.
There is one set of stairs leading down, yes. As for paths, there is only one major pathway between the two sides of the cemetery. There may be other smaller paths that are not noticeable from here or seem insignificant from this range.
I suppose we'll head down to the bottom of the stairs for a start. Then.
Head down the stairs.
Some death souls, I'm ready to kill you.
Steven's already.
So, y'all just charge off the edge of the ziggurat and ramble down the stairs.
Well, I imagine we just
Any
totter
old
down
house.
as opposed to just charging down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just walk down the stairs.
Just casually walk down the stairs, very normally, very back straight, whistling a jaunty tune.
Minus the whistling part.
Yeah,
Probably
I
not
wouldn't
the
go quite as
jaunty
far as the whistling.
Yeah.
Okay, so you ramble on down the stairs. About, say, 3 steps down. By the way, who's going first?
Well,
I will.
We've laid
Yeah.
two
But
characters
about 3
on
steps down, you step on the stone step and it goes
I knew it.
and drops an inch.
Yeah.
I go like that to everybody else behind me. I
Okay.
don't know if they noticed it.
I noticed.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll start.
I stopped too. Round the
You
back.
may want to back away.
Okay, I back away.
Why? What happened?
The step moved beneath me.
Perhaps we should find a different path.
Perhaps we should get him out of this first.
Oh, I
Who
thought
knows
he was.
what it
He
does.
stepped back from this. stairs.
No, I'm staying
He's
on
still
it and
staying.
asking you guys
sorry.
to step back. Yes.
I wonder if these
Suggesting
stairs
you
will
go.
just turn into a slide.
Well, nothing's gone click yet, but I'm afraid that if he takes his foot off, it might activate it more.
That is a good point.
Have you got a dagger or something I can wedge between the stone?
The only dagger I had was the one that I gave
You probably
Seraphim here.
have to give up on it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I have a sword as well, don't I?
Scribble scrambles up onto your shoulder and is looking
Yeah,
around.
I'll give you the dagger.
Scribble's little friend, you may want to go with one of the others. It might not be safe here.
So, I'm going to attempt to get past his side of his foot and wedge between the stone that he's on and the wall of the gap, whatever it went down.
Okay.
What would you like?
I would like a balance roll, please.
Balance? So that would be Dex.
You don't have balance.
I don't think I have balance.
There's a proficiency balance, I believe, isn't there?
Okay. Then I will take either tumbling or acrobatics for a slightly lesser DC.
Right, neither of those two.
Then I'll take a dex for a huge DC.
Yeah. 7.
And your dex is
17.
so 10 less is 7. Fuck, you're lucky. You've made it around him and are now balanced precariously on the edge of the stone
Yeah.
and the staircase. And you may now try to wedge the, what was it?
Dagger.
An iron dagger
Yeah.
into the gap with a strength roll. If you are using anything as a hammer, this will improve your
No,
chances.
it's more, if it starts to come up, I'm going to hold the dagger there. So then it's going to be strength roll. I'm not going to...
You could use my hammer if you want.
I'm more afraid that it hasn't gone down any further to activate it. It's more, if I push it down further, it might activate, or if I let it go, it might activate. So what I'm guessing is if I can stop it from rising all the way up and not pushing it down any further. We don't know how the trap works. 8, which is strength is 15. So
Okay, you think you've done that.
right, I'm gonna keep my hand there with the dagger, just see if it's not holding it there, but being ready to hold it there if I have to.
Okay.
You ready, Saphira?
Are you sure you don't want to get back?
Well, someone's got to make sure to keep this dagger here if they have to.
Very well.
Are you going forwards or backwards?
I will go backwards because I know the step before it is actually safe.
Okay.
So I will step back.
Okay.
And
You briskly leap off the
no,
step.
I was going to say I will step back on one foot
Nothing
onto
happens.
it, and I will start to put pressure on that foot and very carefully raise the foot that is still on the trap step.
Gradual transfer of weight would have been an
Yeah.
easier way of saying that.
Well, I'm just making sure you know exactly
Yep.
how I'm doing it.
Okay, so with reckless abandon, you very carefully do this. Nothing happens
Okay, I keep,
that
I
you're
just-
aware of.
and then I will just step back entirely onto the former step.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Dagger didn't shift.
Nope. Stone didn't seem to want to move at all.
So just leave it there to be safe.
So now what, kids?
Hunt for a different path.
Ooh,
Is there
isn't
anything distinguishing about this step?
You're in a town.
That's a good question.
No, there isn't. Although now that you're closely looking at them, you'll notice that every step doesn't actually seem to be mined out. That seems to be set in, and there's a small, thin gap around every single step.
So no matter what, any one of these could be the exact
There is
same
no
thing.
distinguishing features that you can determine without making a roll of some kind.
Thank you.
Would it be
Detect
Detect
traps.
trap.
trap? Yeah.
Kinda would be.
Yeah.
If only 2 members of the party had this skill.
If only one person in this party had a decent level of that skill.
I'm gonna do it.
Well,
my
the
way.
person who doesn't have that, who doesn't have a decent level,
I
of
can
it, kindly
assist.
look up detect traps and determine exactly how much space you get out of one check.
I'm going to
Find
suggest
traps. Detect traps.
Yeah,
Same thing.
find remove traps and detect is the same thing.
perhaps we should more carefully examine these stairs before taking them.
Well, how do we know that it's going to be something bad with the pressure plate?
Too cold?
44.
Wide find traps 20, so.
Right. It's a bit more complicated.
I knew it was.
To find
2.5 edition, of course it is.
To find the trap, the thief must be able to touch and inspect the trapped object. Normally the DM rolls
I normally
dice
do,
to
but
determine whether the thief finds a trap. If the DM says you don't find any traps, it's up to the player to decide whether that means blah blah blah. A thief can check an item for traps once per experience level. Searching for a trap takes 1d10 rounds. Once a trap is found, that's all we're there at the moment.
yeah, that took 8 minutes. You can make another check because you're a level 2. So I would suggest yes. What's the area it covers, Stephen?
No, that's the thing.
It's
Have
one step.
to touch the thing to make sure. So every step.
Nice.
So it's up to the.
I couldn't do something like inspect mechanism. I suppose like all we know is that it just.
This is the same thing.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing?
Detect
Okay.
trap is exactly. It's.
There are also certain kinds of things that you will never be able to find, like deadfalls.
Yeah, because knowledge shit. Stop.
And magical traps, because
Yeah.
you need detect magical trap to... Yeah.
I was just wondering because I already knew it was trapped. If I can
Yeah.
investigate that fact further to detect the
So
mechanism
you
behind
want-
the trap.
You want to get knowledge of the trap that's actually already there.
I think she wants to
Yeah.
examine the trap that's
Yeah.
already
That's what
there
I
to
mean by
determine whether she
examine
can
the
determine
mechanism.
if other traps are present based on
Then
that.
roll your find remove traps on that step.
I don't have one.
It's the same thing.
It's
You
the same
do
thing.
detect
It's
trap.
the same skill.
Sorry.
Yeah, this.
76.
Or is it at 16? Is it a 7 or a 1?
it's a
It's
7.
a
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I can see one
So
on
6
there.
minutes later, you can't determine any of its workings except that it clearly moved down about an inch.
Probably because all the mechanisms under the step.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah.
should I announce this? No. I cannot discern the mechanism that has done this.
As I said, we don't know if it'll be necessarily a bad thing if we activate the pressure plate.
It could just be another thing that all the steps lock into place and we slide down again like we've come across before.
But it's gone to at this slope.
Well, I suppose we could remove the...
We can roll, but I guarantee it'll be a no.
We could
That's
possibly
not
remove the
empty.
dagger while nobody's on
That's
it and see
eight,
what happens
so
when the
no.
mechanism activates,
It's
but...
5.
Seeing as there is no other,
Five
other
to-
path down, this is the only way, so.
How far away are we from the top?
You are at the top.
No, but how many steps down?
3.
I believe you're standing
Three.
on step 1. This was the 3rd step.
The third step, that's what I thought. So we could easily tie something to the dagger, step safely up on the top, yank the dagger out and see what happens.
Yes?
We might as well.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
Who has the rope?
I have a rope. One of the
I don't
ropes.
think I have any. I think it's right here.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Would you like me to tie it off?
I
So
believe your
long
letter
story
would-
short, you pull the dagger out, nothing happens.
The step doesn't
Does it
climb
move
or...
back upwards?
Nope.
The step doesn't rise up again or
No.
anything? Okay.
What was the clue?
Let me guess, no one wrote it down.
Oh, no.
You spoke it.
Steer remote.
We do not need payment. Your colours, the colours of the Nolus men, are not represented here. Face yourself and embrace the destiny you choose.
Well, do not need payment, perhaps. I don't need a challenge from us, at this point at least.
I will
should
slip
point
the
out-
dagger out of the rope and give it back to you.
Thank you.
I should point out that the whispering sound that you have been all capable of ignoring up to this point is noticeably louder in this chamber. Go away, there's too many things for you to knock over.
Can you just repeat one more time?
No, get out. Fuck it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Talking to the dog.
I know.
I think.
The thing is, anything that wags its tail with such abandon can just destroy half the things I own.
Oh, yeah,
around
exactly.
Here. Which part do you want again?
I'm up to the colours of the Nolus men.
Are not represented here.
Yep.
Face yourself and embrace the destiny you choose.
Nolus men. I do not know what this riddle speaks.
Would any
Perhaps
of us...
those who don't believe in the same that they believe in? Those who would not.
Colours of the notice are not representative.
Those who are not
It's
part
a
of their
spell.
faction.
Oh, it's Cain. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Cain. I don't
Those who are not part of their faction, those who do not know, so therefore they are Nolus.
Or perhaps the unknown numbers who died in battle.
I have no idea. I'm Nolus on this myself. I mean, we could just proceed down the stairs. That one doesn't seem to do anything.
It does say, no. It does say, embrace your destiny.
Let's just head forward. It doesn't seem like there's an alternative path for us anyway.
Okay, but I insist that the rest of you stay at least 3 steps behind me. I will go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Would you like us to tie a rope to you just in case?
Yeah.
Not that heavy. If you think it would be prudent. I'm not sure the rope would reach all the way to the bottom of the... Yeah.
We're only staying 3 steps behind, not the entire way up.
I don't know if you wanted to secure it to something at the top here.
Maybe to us.
It's just. Yeah.
Very well.
Onward in.
I'll wrap the rope around my waist. I'll get Sulan to tie it because she can tie ropes.
Not too tight.
It's fine.
Loosen it off.
Oh yeah, seen the rope.
He's very light. I don't think he'd trigger anything.
We need scrum.
And once we're tied up, and I will proceed down.
So you already?
Probably.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I will proceed down the stairs.
Who's got the money?
It's already paid.
Oh, sorry, mate.
You step on the 3rd step again, or are you avoiding it?
Stepping on it again.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing happens this time. You go down 4, 5, 6th step goes down an inch.
Oh,
Step off and keep going.
yeah.
Nothing seems to happen. 7th, 8th, 9th step
Okay,
down
well,
an inch.
seems so far every 3rd step is going down. Either we continue in this pattern or we skip those ones.
I think if we've hit some of them, it's best to just hit them all on the way down.
I agree. Pretty
Anyway.
important.
Long story short, you all make it safely to the bottom, having only 8 steps move on you. The last one went click.
Okay.
On the floor of the cavern, the whispering is louder still. It is clearly emanating from the gravestones, stretching out, seemingly now without end that you're on ground level with them. You're in a path that I would say is about 50 yards wide, that just seems to be the path but the width of the ziggurat to the other one. And there's just tombstones, just headstones, in that direction too. Dust puffs up beneath your feet, and you can see that there has been some other footprints in this on this stone that dust has layered over time, but there is one set that looks like it might have been left. Someone roll me a tracking skill.
Do I have that?
No, you have trailing,
Alright.
which I will allow for the use of this time, if you want.
How much dice am I using, sorry?
20.
By the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's against your dex.
And what is that?
That's a 16.
Okay, yeah. I think it's lower than my dex, right? So.
So that's a success.
Yep.
Okay, so you will both realise that this trail of footprints has been left within less than a year if the dust build-up is what you would expect it to be. It's like someone's been down here in less than a year.
Yeah.
Whereas there are many other footprints that time has obliterated. That they would be decades, if not centuries, old.
I wonder who else has been here before us.
While this pathway is stone, like everything else, but there is dirt where the tombstones are.
Well, I think we should follow it. It's the most recent, and it would probably be our best chance.
Say 2, because those footsteps haven't suddenly disappeared in front of us
That we know of.
that we know of.
I'm going to try and listen to the whispers to see if I can actually make out anything, even if it's not complete sentences. Just
Go
words,
nuts!
I'll do
just
that
words
too.
and so forth. Natural 20.
Okay. You'll hear destiny is one word. You will hear one of the whispers just seems to say die, and it sounds afraid. One of them mentions a truce, just says truce, in a very matter-of-fact kind of way. Not hopeful, not lamenting.
Not right now.
One of them says disturbance.
I will basically relay that to the others. And then just add, but I can't make out anything else.
There's too much.
Well, it doesn't look like there's much to do but follow the path for now.
Indeed. We can probably get rid of the rope now, you think?
Okay.
You sure you don't want to be on a toggle or leash for the rest of the adventure?
I'm fine.
That's sure.
Yeah, I'll undo the rope and carry on.
Okay. You reach what must be the centre of the cavern, because it must be, right? And you find a little campsite in the middle of the road. A threadbare tent. Some rather old-looking bedrolls. Some charcoal in the middle, and what you might assume is a fire pit of some kind.
Check the heat in the fire pit for a start.
Stone cold.
Do the footprints lead straight to it? And
Yeah, some go around it and walk through it.
I'm
And
only
under it.
following the one set. Not too worried about the others.
It goes through.
Continues on.
Yeah.
Check this campsite out. Inspect the bed rolls.
Okay, go ahead.
What is this?
16. 18, sorry.
What skill
18 minutes.
would it be? Would it be whiz?
Unless you have anything specific you want to use.
To check the campsite. Could I do information gathering, or is that about people? Is more so.
Strictly speaking, it is about picking up rumours and things like
Yeah.
that, but I have previously allowed it to be used for things like this.
I have observation if that can be applied in this way. But
That's more for observing
Yeah.
people, but
Yeah.
yes, I'll allow that. Go ahead. Because it's sort of like, one thing I encourage is using proficiencies in ways that are non-standard. Is like, through observation you can see how a campsite is laid out and compare that to how you've observed people who have laid out campsites.
Okay, so it can be
and
used that way.
infer things about me.
Yeah, you might be able to make out maybe how many people were at this campsite or something.
Yeah, cool. I just thought it might be people specific, these skills, but they can be general. Right, so is that a D20?
Yeah, it's a D20.
It's more if you can make a case while your skill would work here.
Yeah.
Then you're more likely to be allowed to use it.
You can't go, I want to use this skill.
But you can, if you can give a good reason, because
Yeah.
really a bolt is just a giant pocket.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I will use observation in the manner that we kind of discussed, as
Okay.
in trying to figure out how many people were there, if there's anything about this campsite that just seems odd compared to what your generic campsite would be.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I can only use one skill, or could I use a different...
One skill per roll.
Per roll, yeah, but I could use a different one. What is that?
Is that a 4?
That's a 4.
Nice.
Pretty darn good.
Good thing it's not any of our other games where those aren't
You will
allowed.
learn that this campsite was occupied by 2 people.
Okay. I believe 2 people rested here.
From the layout of the campsite, it seems to have been just a case of we really need to rest. No real thought to defense
Yeah.
or anything was put into it.
It seems hastily made.
Can you tell how far back it was last used?
I will...
What material does it look like they grabbed?
It was burned. It seems to have been wood.
So unless they brought wood then.
That's how I'm looking around to see
Yeah.
if there's any.
Are there... Did you mention that? No.
Maybe the trees from the last one.
But who would think he had to bring wood with them?
If they were seeking to make camp anyway, maybe they decided to
That is a good point.
gather the trees and might have been too wet there, so they carried on and then thought this is an ideal place to camp.
The middle of a gravesite, an ideal place to camp.
Yes, it seems a bit suspicious.
It's big and open, you can see anything coming from all angles.
But it's also in the middle
Safe
of the
from
gravesite.
the elements, the campsite is still in a decrepit state. You would suggest that perhaps, given that it's say, been safe from rain and other such things, that it might have been here 100 years or more.
Yeah. I cannot make an accurate assumption as to how long ago this was.
Is there anything in the fire apart from the wood? No.
Arrowheads. Maybe about 12 of them.
Oh, so they burn their own arrows in order
That
to...
seems out of desperation.
Yeah, but you can use the shafts themselves to start a fire because you can't use big.
Yeah, kindling.
So it's a smart idea.
Yes, but not many people would really give up their arrows.
They may not have thought they needed them because arrows are poor deterrent to skeletons.
But note that they also didn't keep the arrowheads, they just burned them in the fire.
Inside one of the tents you will also find fragments of parchment desiccated and destroyed by time and dust.
Can I take the arrowheads?
Yes. You now have in your possession about 12 ancient Normer arrowheads. The use of these arrowheads in any arrow will reduce accuracy by 1, but increase damage by 1.
I have a bow as well, I should. Oh, wait, I don't have the ability to mix.
Don't you have fletching?
Fletching.
No, I don't.
Sorry.
No.
Might be a good proficiency to get next level up.
I think I
Or
discarded
next.
it because a party member had it. Even though that's not really a basis for my character.
No, I don't think anyone has fletching here.
Oh, I thought you did.
You don't have it?
No, I never
No.
had fletching.
I thought it was one of those skills that you, strictly speaking, have, but you don't have because
Yeah,
you
later
didn't have
on, but
proficiencies.
Oh, for some reason I thought you did, I don't know why. Anyway,
no, it was one we discussed, but yeah.
so there's parchment. Can I inspect the parchment? Or is it completely...
The tiny fragments crumble into absolute dust beneath your fingers.
I look around to see if any of my party members have seen that. Poor move. Guiltily.
Nothing hidden in the bedrolls, nothing.
Indeed, no.
While you're exploring the campsite, I'm just going to look at some of the nearby, like, tombstones.
I'll get up
Each
and...
tombstone is engraved with a name and a date and a location, and then a race. So, for example, you might see John, Tarwin's Gap, human. Or you might see,
So no date.
or you might see Moon Unit, the Lament of Unity, elf.
There's no actual date of departure on the...
No. Too many times you see an unknown human, or an unknown elf, or a dwarf of no name.
Perhaps these are the noblest ones. Wait. I'm looking at gravestones too.
When you actually amidst the gravestones, the whispering is very loud. You can make out numerous distinct different voices.
Oh, okay. I'm not doing anything else until the those who were inspecting the campsite are done.
Look to see. There's only one. We're still on one path. The most recent footprints carry on going straight forward. They didn't look like
you rolled quite well on your tracking, so you will be able to recognise that they were made by a soft shoe with a split toe at the front. Most likely a tubby.
It just circumvented the campsite and kept on
Went right
going.
through the middle of the campsite and
Okay.
on, carefully avoiding everything.
So it doesn't look like they actually stopped anywhere. They just avoided.
Yep.
I'll look around to see if they actually stopped anywhere.
No indication.
I'll stop them. No, it's alright. It's easy to tell. Shuffle. Right. Do we wish to stay here or continue on? Have you found what you were looking for?
I don't think so.
I think continuing on is the best bet.
How long have we been doing underground?
Would seem like hours, I imagine.
It's because you guys get fatigued, etc., right? How you when you try to sleep. Does it? Yeah, I was going to wondering. Okay, never mind then. I agree. We should just
Mainly at the moment we're not playing the fatigue rule.
I'm
yet.
waiting for the little cards to arrive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's mainly a combat rule,
Yeah.
because you get very tired very quickly in combat.
Yep.
Even
Right.
elves.
I agree. We should just continue forward.
Onward.
As you pass one of the stones of, we'll say it's an elf. Jeltan Kodar, elf, Tarwin's Gap. As you pass by that, you will hear a sort of lament come from it. It says, Alstalender, elven king, of him we will always sadly sing. And then it fades away.
Right. I'm assuming that has some significance to me.
It may or may not, it may just be a flavour text.
I mean, you could check your Myths and Legends page if you haven't memorized it, because it could have something on there, but you know, it could just be a.
What is the name you said?
What do I know of elven mortality?
They're immortal.
No, I mean more as in how similar is what happens to them when they die compared to like Tolkien elves or anything like that.
Do you have religion, cultural analysis, anything like that?
I do have religion, but
Do you have religion?
yeah.
Do you actually have religion?
I believe
Or
so.
do you just know about your faith? Because
I think it is specific to mine.
because if you have religion, then you can roll it to know about anything about
I
anything.
don't know about. Oh my god, it's so disappointing.
There should be a tab that says knowledge box.
Yeah, well, I think.
Yeah, no, okay, I don't. No, heraldry would be the closest thing I'd have.
Yeah, then no. I mean, you can just make a general int roll.
Okay. 16, so no.
I read up on
Well,
elves.
I mean, apart from the fact that you know they don't have a soul.
So I do know that they
They
wouldn't
have
go
spirit.
any. They wouldn't. Oh, I guess the
They,
spirit like.
that's the difference.
I'm trying to work out how tragic it is that so many elves have shown up in this.
Oh, massively. There's always more humans.
Yeah, but
No.
I didn't think it was one of the ones I listed in there. I think 2 in Moonshadow is the closest you get there. Or, Gelad.
Right. I just take note of that bit. Don't say.
Well, I'm just carrying on towards
Yeah.
the ziggurat.
Yeah.
As you get closer to the ziggurat... Well, no, let's not fuck around here. When you arrive at the ziggurat, you will notice that the dust stops about 20 feet away. The ziggurat was looking strange to you the closer you got, and when you finally arrive, you realize why it looks so strange. It is made of what appears to be iron and steel and bronze. It is in fact swords, axes, hammers, daggers, shields, bits of armor, helm, barding, horseplate, and horseshoes and other such things, all welded together into a great ziggurat.
Impressive.
Arrowheads, scimitars,
That's
halberds.
That's a lot of weapons. The weapons of all the
Destroyed forever by the process.
the weapons of all the dead here, I suppose.
Like some kind of grand monument to the battle.
Leads us some places.
Is there any sort of way, like pathing around, or does it just stairs directly?
Stairs.
Stairs going up like on the one we came down. Okay. But of course made out of the iron items, well,
Yes.
the artifacts of war themselves.
Looking at the third step, is there like an item specific on each third step, or is it
Each
completely
third
random?
step seems to be made uniformly out of the same type of weapon.
Yeah.
The first third step you will encounter appears to be made out of what I could best describe as you will have seen these daggers before. You've seen one of them, in fact.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're made out of that. The next third step seems to be made out of gauntlets, all locked together in clenched fists. I suspect yes, I did. The next step seems to be made out of a sort of pale blue, watery looking wavy blade, all moshed together and interlocking. The next one up appears to be made out of what I would guess would be fragments of shield locked together, each bearing a holy symbol.
are all the holy symbols on the?
There are all but 2 that
Ah.
you have ever seen.
No.
What two
What
are
two are
missing?
missing?
The Dark God and Chaos.
Natural.
The next one up is decidedly familiar to you, Seraphine. The particular leaf-wasted blades of Elvenkind. The next step appears to be little sticks about this long,
Wands.
all melted together. Somehow, wood has been made to melt.
Yeah. Well, no, each of the steps represents one of the.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that, but I didn't think
So.
the ones were made out of something else.
The next step is made out of a solid block of iron, except that there is a crown inlaid into it. like it had been taken, split, stretched out, and flattened. You can roll heraldry because it's a distinct crown of history.
13.
Does that beat your score? I think you get a 1 on it, so your whiz -1, I think.
Then
is
it
it
should
int?
be. It should be fine.
Right, in which case you will recognise this.
That was fine anyway, even without the
Right.
plus.
You will recognise this as the Thorn Crown, the traditional ancient crown of Normer. Thought lost.
Oh, but this is literally the crown?
This
or
is
just
literally the crown. It has been bent, taken out, bent,
Oh, okay.
flattened out, and hammered flat into a step.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
The final of the third step was all dwarven work. Axes and hammers flattened out and twisted around into a step. Those of you who are a little more romantic may feel that you are walking up history. Those of you who have elven ancestry and senses may feel a leaden sense of despair and loss wash over you briefly as you reach the top of the ziggurat. It's up to you, man.
Do I say stuff when I'm feeling sad as a character?
If you
That
want.
would be up to
It's
your
up to you,
character.
your character.
Yeah, it's your character. You
If
can,
it's characterful, then yes.
Okay.
If it's your character, yes. But if it's not your character, no.
Okay, sorry.
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah.
You
I don't know
can,
how much I'm supposed to
Oh,
vocalize stuff.
Yeah, you don't have to. If you think you're going to say it,
it's your character.
Yeah.
You do what you want.
Okay.
Think
Yeah.
play the player however you want to play her.
Right. Sorry.
if you want to be a psycho snarky bitch, be a psycho snarky bitch. Oh no, we had one of those.
Yeah, it entirely depends. If you feel you would, then by all means.
I will. When I get to the crown of Normir, I will probably stoop down and brush my fingers across that very.
Please roll a d20. Actually, make a will save.
Will save, okay. Versus. Or is it just
It's
will?
12, it's will.
Will save, it's save versus spell, I believe.
I don't know what your bonus is. I think your bonus is...
I'm
depends
disallowing
if
the
it-
bonus.
Oh.
okay.
Where are we when this is happening behind him?
No, I do not.
He's going first.
If
You
I
fail?
had the bonus, I would pass, but without the
Okay, you
bonus.
fail. Okay, so when he reaches that step, the second to last of the three things, and he sort of stops for a moment, and the Sephira stops for a moment, he bends down and reaches out towards it, and then he freezes in place. Just sort of stays there. In your head, that they can't see, you are suddenly standing on a slope. Your breath is sucked out of your lungs and it feels like you're breathing fire and ash. There are men around you in ancient ornate armor, winged helmets, wielding great swords. You feel waves of heat and the sky is black and dark. The fires and the lit torches carried by your clansmen are burning, tinged with blue. Arrows are slaying your brothers around you. You turn around and you look up the mass and you see a roiling horde of orcs and trolls and ogres. A pair of balrogs stand high on the cliff, belching fire and smoke. You feel fear grip your heart, but you stand strong. A battle cry tears from your lungs as you reach forward. There's a very good reason I brought this. And you point forward with this sword. Right up there, where a colossal figure, easily 500 feet tall with 3 red glowing eyes, surmounts the top of the hill and glowers down at your army. Waves of fire roll out from wizards and drow in the enemy flanks. Lightning pierces the sky, blocked by shields of the wizards on your side. So he's just standing there. You hear him bellow a battle cry in a language that's not heard.
Sephiro,
I
shake,
get through to him.
shake.
The enemy horde arrives, and you on the front lines.
Maybe we should.
You check your allies to one
for now.
side.
If we
A
disrupt
proud
them, we
elven
could-
man wearing a crown. and a stout dwarf companion in ornate gold
don't know.
armor. And
It
you
happened when
meet
he touched
that
his feet.
charge with your blades bared, snarling
Maybe we
battle
should
cries into the darkness.
I just worry
You
that
fight,
he's lost in some
slaying
sort
them
of trance.
left
If we
and
just
right.
disrupt him from the step.
From
we could-
behind you hear the
Just
soldiers
destroy
of
his
your army,
mind.
This is
amidst
your
the battle
area.
cries, singing the anthem of Normir. Pride in
see
their
anything?
voices, even as the crowd diminishes, one by one.
'Cause you
So
mentioned
what are you
before
guys
you can
doing?
see-
I think they're trying to work out what to do with me.
You see a holy light at the peak as the dark figure turns in seeming surprise, raising a shadow-wrought flail
Okay.
in one hand.
I'm going to try touching the
A
step.
goblin
I'm going
spear
to-
pierces your brine and seeks your
and
heart.
If I get
And you
stuck
pitch
like
over
Saphira, I want you to
backwards,
just point me
dead.
up the step. Okay.
At this point, you jerk upright away from
As you wish.
the crown.
Oh, Saphira, are you there?
Sphero?
I was there all right
What happened?
You're where?
in the heat of the battle.
There's been no battle here.
No, back
You would
then.
have heard people chanting the now famous song "To March from Tarwin's Gap." And you would have known where you were supposed to be.
Are you alright, Sphero?
I had an experience.
What happened?
I was helping lead the charge in a mighty battle against the Dark One himself.
You had a
Normir, and with Normir armies at my back with elves on one side and dwarves on the other,
So are you...
facing against the Dark One and his minions, clashing.
So you
It
think-
was so real.
Perhaps it was. Maybe each of the steps contains a memory from that battle.
I'm still here.
What do you mean?
I was slain, or at least
Oh, in the
in the vision.
the one you were seeing through.
Yes.
Probably a good thing you didn't actually see it.
You've heard of this. This is a common thing amongst elves. Latent parts of a certain, like a particularly powerful will, may sometimes imprint themselves on an artifact or a musical instrument, a fond item, a piece of apparel like a crown or armor or that sort of thing, and leave impressions of themselves upon them. So this is not an awesome, amazing. This is sort of like an uncommon, interesting thing for you, but not like necessarily an awe-inspiring.
Yeah,
thing.
that's why my character is like.
Oh, it's just one of these.
No, just
We have these
Yeah.
with bells and knobs on.
Do you wish to touch one of the other steps and see if you see similar things?
I suppose it could be possible. I don't know how it would help
I don't
us.
think we wish to go down all the way. I think the next step is we'll see it's a dwarven step is the next step from where we are. anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can always go back and try one of the other ones.
I
Do you wish to try the other step?
yes, I will go back and try that.
Okay. Do you choose to forego a will save?
He's asking if you want to just surrender yourself to it, or if you want to try resist it.
Can I not sort of meditate into it so it's not as much of a shock? It's more like I'm preparing
If you surrender to it, that's what you're doing.
so we
otherwise-
You're mentally prepared to
Otherwise,
just be taken
If,
out.
if you
fight.
feel you might instinctively
Right.
feel something, try to enter your mind and resist it, then you can make the will save. If you would feel that happening and then surrender to it, then you can not. It's
Okay,
choice
So
I'm
of
just
yours.
gonna
are
surrender
you
to it.
telling us what you're doing? Or are you just tottering down the steps?
Oh, no, I see that.
We're about to say that in character.
You
yeah.
are dehydrated. Ash fills your lung. There are not many fires left, and dawn creeps over the hills. The sun looks sickly and red through the pools of smoke. You know in your heart it had to be done, but you're surrounded by the dead. You hear some of the humans further down. They are saying, or rather chanting style, "Oh, I have seen Stark Tarwin's Gap and the Dark One's raging horde. And I've stood for the half-man charged and walked on death's cold board, etc.
Yep.
It doesn't sound particularly happy, but you can feel a gladness to be alive that remains. Ravens and vultures circle overhead and land to pick over the dead. Looking down, you would see a ring on your hand that you would recognize as being one of the elven rings of rulership. So you are a king, obviously. Mm-hmm. So judging from your hand, you are a male, although sometimes that's hard to tell. Mm-hmm. But you have the eye for it.
Yeah.
There is a pain in your side, and you are bleeding. You look down to your left, and you see the crumpled form of a friend that you've had since he was a small boy, but you weren't. Mm-hmm. His crown bent upon his brow. You kneel to take him into your arms as the last breath of life escapes him. As he dies, you choose to leave this world and die as well. Mm-hmm. You awake in your own self.
I will tell my party what I saw.
The impact of physically seeing thousands of dead elf kind would have had a deeply moving effect upon your character. Because that's thousands of elf dead, which just doesn't happen.
Does it have to deeply,
Well, if you're like, I don't give a fuck, then yeah. But if you were...
If you care about your people, then you probably would.
You would feel something, yeah.
Mm.
Whether or not you express that...
Yeah, I mean, because...
But it depends on your character. If you don't give a single fuck, if you're like, oh man, they got wrecked, son, then no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'd say what you've told of me of your character and your motivations for being out here, it might, in fact, have an effect on you.
Did you shut the door again? It's just a little bit chilly.
Windows if you want to.
Sorry, I'm starting to get a bit cold.
No problem. I've been wondering how long it would take all of you to...
I suppose you're the closest to it, aren't you?
I got a big furry thing.
My character just finds it
So do I.
interesting.
Okay.
So it just finds it interesting. I recount what I saw to you, minus the last part about the elf choosing to die.
Okay.
I think I might try the mage step.
And then go back up.
Okay. We'll say. You stand on a castle wall. You are in red robes. You are gripping your staff. Your staff.
My staff.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
White hair frames your face as usual, sometimes getting in the way of your vision as you look out at the distant battle raging out there. You shake your head and turn to the side where your old friend is standing. He is grey-bearded and stooped with age. But you have, you feel a pang of regret that this will probably be the last time you ever see Tasagadar the Puce. You say to him, "Is it not everything I said it would be?" He nods regretfully. And you turn your back on the battle and go inside. And you wake up.
What did you see?
Nothing like what the two of you described.
I feel drawn towards the one with the holy symbols on it suddenly.
Back
Down again.
Yeah.
Man, you guys could have planned this better.
I know.
Yeah, well, we didn't know until Saphira touched the
Yeah, the crown.
second to last.
Nothing happens.
My character's just going to sort of sit down in the oven.
Nothing happens. Interesting.
Nothing happens.
Huh.
Right, then I'll touch the one with the blue blades.
The blue blades.
They're the blades.
All the watery blue blade. Yeah.
Third step up.
Nothing happens.
Isn't that the step for the
Well,
water tribesman?
The gift.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Touch the first.
All the warriors.
the daggers, so I'll go down to the. I'll go down.
You're touching the bottom one.
The daggers.
Yeah.
The dark one.
No, sorry, no,
step.
no,
You
no.
mean the warriors step?
Yeah, the gauntlet. Sorry, I meant the gauntlet. So I should
Nothing
realize-
happens.
Why aren't they working anymore?
Well, they may be key to your past. You're obviously a mage of some sort.
Well, I
Alvin.
actually think I saw
but
me.
wouldn't mine be more tied to the holy warriors?
No. What's
You mean
your
you weren't in the
family's
body of someone
past?
No, I don't think
Well,
so.
we're Serenian.
Incident, that battle in the distance was that same battle he described.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know about. But what if at some point in history you're linked to that?
So, just to be clear, no one is touching the bottommost of these
No.
seats? No? You sure? That's a shame.
Oh man.
Well, what?
No, because we were told that if we touch those blades, you're instantly seen by them.
You've all stepped on them.
I know, but we've got boots at least. It's a protection.
Boots are protection for the Dark One.
Hey, I got shoes, you got shoes, all gods chilling got shoes. Wizard and glass, motherfuckers!
So who would most represent your people here, Sulan, or are you not represented at all?
We may not be.
Maybe the bottom one. Can't blame a guy for trying.
The only other shit we can try prove is the dwarven gear one, which is the top one.
I'm,
We've
listening,
done-
I'm
yeah.
listening to the conversation. I'll just go up and touch the dwarven step because they in some way have a strange relationship with my kind,
Nothing happened.
as expected.
Oh, if he didn't, the Jor-Karroc one, the shield one didn't work on you. I'll touch the shield one. No.
Perhaps we should move on. It was certainly an interesting glimpse into
So yeah, then I'll try the
the
dwarven
past.
one. And, no, I didn't think it would.
No, okay, well, can I continue upwards?
Well, if I tried the dwarven one, we are at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. You stand atop the metal ziggurat, which for ease of use I could just call the steel ziggurat. There are two statues, one in bronze, one in iron, with their arms spread and their backs to you, the warrior. Between them is suspended a sheet of polished silver, reflective like a mirror.
I believe this relates directly to the clue that we were given.
Face yourself.
Well, no sense
What's the full
dawdling. Sulan's shield bearer will not find herself. And I will approach the mirror. The mirrored surface.
Okay.
follow him.
How are you approaching?
before-
Describe exactly
Do you want me to just read it?
what
Exactly.
you are doing.
Out to you.
I'm
What you
striding
have in your
character,
hands, your
Just
attitude,
did it.
your face.
I would not have anything in
very
my hands.
suspicious,
I would just stride up to it confidently.
Very well. In the mirror, you see a reflection of the cigarette. And you. You do not see your party at all. On your shoulder in the mirror, there is a little rat. Out of the mirror, you arrogantly stare at yourself. A confident smile twisting your lips, one hand resting easily on a hammer. The longer you look, the more insulting you find the very condescending look you're getting back.
Yeah. I'm just going to keep staring back at him. I'm not going to let him bother me. He seems to be trying to, so I'm going to try to not be bothered by him.
the reflection adopts this look of studied indifference.
Anything, Saphira?
All I see is myself seeming to try and annoy myself, but he seems to have given up now.
As you sort of say that, the figure also turns and is like a reflection. It's doing what you do.
Except for the holding of the hammer and
And the fact
It's not
that we're
holding
not
its
in the
hammer.
mirror.
that's not
Reach forward and touch the surface.
Okay. As far as you're aware, nothing seems to happen. It feels cold.
I don't know what to
Who's
do.
paying attention to Saphira?
We're watching.
Yeah,
him.
we are. We all are.
Okay, so the rat changes shoulders all of a sudden as he touches the mirrors. And then he turns around and he says, "Well, it doesn't seem to respond to me at all. Maybe one of you should try it."
Try touching it again.
I think
I'm
it's-
certain you've just missed something.
I don't think it worked. Yeah.
I don't think touching it again would prove anything. One of you should certainly try it.
No, I think you should touch it again.
You know, Hadrian, sometimes I think your argumentative nature leads you to a lack of experience, so I really think... And he walks over towards you and tries to grab hold of you.
No, let go.
Opposed strength check.
I'll be helping.
He succeeds,
helping-
you fail.
Oh, okay.
It's-
Yeah, because trust me.
I'm guessing
he's
I'm
gonna
in the
win.
mirror at the moment or something.
I'm you now.
Well, I'll be.
And he wrestles you over towards the
It's
mirror.
Sulan's-
Yeah, but that's fine. I'll push him into it too.
Okay,
He'll be trying to drag him. So
that's a tackle.
yep. Because at least we
You'll feel a lot better once you've actually seen this. It's amazing. You never know. Aha! Natural 17.
Yeah.
Fails his strength roller. So yeah, Saphiro staggers back into the mirror saying, "Sulan, what are you doing?" And then the rat changes shoulders.
Saphira, get away from the mirror!
What
Right.
happened?
You changed.
What did I experience while that was happening, by the way? Did I see this?
Yeah,
from-
so I might as well do. Your experience was you backed away from the mirror, and and there were 3 other people on the steps with you. There was an old white-haired man in red robes gripping a staff who was a wizard, and he had like a spell book and a long chain around his waist. There was a elaborately clad sort of like elven hunter style woman who looked a lot like her, in like very nice gear. And there was another woman who was just wrapped up all in black. And they all look nastily at you, and one of them says, I don't care which, was like, "Get out of the way, it's our turn next."
Well,
And then you were dragged back through
Yeah.
the mirror somehow.
you changed places.
So did you.
No, we're still here.
No, I saw, like, you were very old, and you were decked out in the finest elven gear, and you were completely clad in black, and
Well, if I was completely clad in black, how did you know it was me?
well, it had to be you.
Yellow eyes.
Okay, there we go. Yellow eyes.
Well, I think touching the mirror is a bad idea. Is his reflection doing anything now?
Shouting wordlessly through the mirror. Making gestures like,
The scene, so the mirror is right in front of us. Is there anything behind it, underneath it, that we can get around, or is the mirror just the
so you
final?
want to walk around the other side of the mirror. Cool. You go around the other side of the mirror. You will see these statues, unlike every other warrior statue you've seen, have faces. And they're set, their jaws are like, their mouths are like open and like that sort of thing. But their eyes are carved to be sort of, the one on the right hand side is sort of looking this way, and the one on the left hand side is also looking that way, but not as much.
Okay.
And between them is suspended a sheet of silver, which has not your reflection in it at all, but just like the top of the ziggurat and the wall of the cave, and it reflects the scene, but not you.
Okay.
And there's something strange about the lighting, but you can't really place your finger what on.
What was the clue? Again.
We do not
Need payment. Your colours, the colours of the Nolus men, are not represented here. Face yourself and embrace the destiny you choose.
And behind this one, is there any area that I can get to?
Well, no, but you can walk around behind and you see the backside of the mirror that is like that, and the statues with the eyes.
In the backside of the mirror, there's kind of...
Otherwise, it's there's the flat of the ziggurat, and that ends against the stone wall. And the stone wall, it has like it's carved into these thick sheets.
Yeah.
And on each of them is like a cave carved painting style thing, but carved in. And there's like a warrior figure slaying an ox style thing. And another one has like a warrior figure slaying a big shadowy spectre. Another one has a warrior figure fighting another warrior figure. Another one has a warrior figure sort of sitting down underneath a tree.
Yeah.
And so on and so on and so on and so on. There's many different
Okay.
things. All of them feature a warrior figure doing something. Like one has him ploughing a field, for example.
I walk back to the group and I tell them roughly what I saw. There are warrior statues behind here, but this time they have faces. Do you want to come and look?
Suppose it would be prudent to examine this area before proceeding.
We should.
I'm gonna keep looking at it.
Don't touch it.
I won't.
Good.
There's an older white-haired man. He has the spell book. He's like,
Okay, see, like, I probably would have if he wasn't just blatantly trying to tempt me. Is the thing. So no, I'll shake my head.
He narrows his reflective mirror-like eyes at you.
Well, I'm going to follow Seraphim around to look at the
Okay, so
statues.
basically, these warrior statues are same buff, chiseled guys you come to expect. They do look a little older. Now that you see their faces, they seem to be older men. And like I described to her, they have eyes. Their eyes are sort of skewed slightly from just staring straight at you.
I'm watching him, making sure he doesn't do something stupid.
Okay, good luck.
Until he
Do
wants
they
to
seem
leave.
to be all looking in a particular direction, or is it
How
very
would you
like?
determine?
Well, I mean, if the position of their heads, the eyes for some reason always looking in the same direction, no matter which way they turned, is that they always kind of
Well, the two statues,
Yeah.
and the one on the right, he's looking quite that way, and the one on the left is not quite as far over to the left.
so. Okay, what happens if I try and triangulate between them where they might both be looking at?
They seem to be looking at one of those big carvings that I mentioned were done on the wall.
Okay, I'll go and examine the carving.
Without precise triangulation, it could be one of three of these
I
carvings.
might as well examine all of them.
Okay.
It's probably the central one,
the,
but
the liftermost one that you have picked out depicts a buff warrior type standing over someone in a bed with a sword raised up. The middle one depicts a buff warrior type standing on a heap of what look like bodies. And the rightermost one depicts a tough warrior type leaping through a square being held by two warriors with their arms spread.
okay.
I'm not there, but just a question about what he saw. So he was looking. It's looking through a square held by two warriors. Are the two warriors facing towards or away in the carving? So are they?
Well, I suppose they do have faces.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
I'm with him, so
yeah.
I-
That's just what I was wondering.
Yeah. I mentioned that it seems to be the mirror in the room that is behind us now, because we're looking at the carvings. Right. I'm really bad at face. I mean, if we take this carving as an instruction, then it shows us probably should do, but I'm not sure I trust it.
But you can see the mirror. The mirror is visible from where we're positioned. Is that correct?
Hmm.
What happens
The
if I
backing
look at
that doesn't reflect.
Oh, that doesn't reflect. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Have you done watching?
No, I'm done. I'll head over to where these two are.
So the second mirror, the light
Alright.
plays unusually on the surface.
Just to see what I can see. And then
I'll
continue.
go and have a look at it.
I'm gonna touch the mirror.
Are you sure that's a good idea? I'll say before you actually make contact.
She
with it.
disappears.
Now I
You now-
Seraphim!
You now see her in the reflection, touching the mirror.
Do
You
I-
find yourself all alone, touching a mirror. You see all of them in the reflection.
the space behind me on the other side is such. What is it like?
It does not have carvings.
Okay. Anything else distinctive? How big is it? How?
Well, you appear to be on top of a ziggurat in a big giant cavern with a ball of fire
Okay, so it's.
and tombstones. You appear to be in the
Yeah.
same cavern.
I
Are you still touching the mirror from your side? Or have you let go?
my arm's still outstretched, I guess. Touching the mirror still at this point. I'll probably let go.
A wave of dizziness washes over you briefly.
If I'm still able to see them through the mirror, I think I'm going to beckon if they can see that.
An attractive elf girl beckons you.
That's what the other ones did. They're tempting.
You are suddenly joined by a burly blonde man.
Yep. I'll
Of course,
just
probably I flick around when my back's to her, I'm guessing this from this perspective. So I'll just turn around. Where are we?
Seems to be a copy of the same room.
I'll back through the mirror, like walk backwards through it, so that when I flip around, I'm facing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Fancy Pants.
Leaving you alone.
I was just wondering, when, did you just do this when I was there or when I wasn't there?
So you walk around the
that's
warrior statues and you find no one.
Oh, we'd all be in the
We'd be
mirror.
in the mirror though, wouldn't we?
I
We'd
thought
like-
she
yeah.
was with me once.
You wouldn't see us there.
So I
you'd see us in the
followed
mirror.
him,
Yeah.
but I don't know how far behind he was when you guys had already entered it.
I came around before even Seraphine went
Yeah.
in the mirror.
Okay,
I
then-
came around
then
for the
I'll-
conversation,
yeah.
so you would have
Yeah.
seen it.
I
Yeah.
Alright,
thought we were all
that's
together.
cool. Just had that. It's going to be a whole different story.
Yeah.
Alright, then I'll go through the mirror as well.
All of you, when you let go of the mirror, feel a wave of dizziness wash over you.
Oh.
Okay. Behind this mirror there are no carvings, so it's obviously a different place. Say.
Different time?
There's something different. This feels like sort of different somehow to you.
To all of us, yeah.
You're not sure exactly why.
Are the graves still there?
You look out and down and see the graves.
Oh, okay.
I'll go around the back and see what's...
Is there
What
any?
you don't see is a campsite.
Is it?
Yeah.
What else is different aside from the carvings being gone?
Well, where are you looking?
Just go out to where the edge of the ziggurat, top of the ziggurat is, and just look all around and down and everywhere.
All around and down.
Yeah,
It looks
just
the same except there's no campsite.
a campsite.
Okay.
The steps, are they the same every three? So
From where we
from where we are, it would be dwarves in the crown, and are they exactly the same?
They're the same except you will notice there is no crown in the human run one, but rather a carving of it.
Like it's waiting for its face.
Or it was taken.
Ah, both of them.
It is a rare artifact, that crown, that has been missing for centuries. If somebody thought they could get something for it.
Jumping to conclusions here, but I feel we are assuming that we are in the same place at a different time.
Yes, that's what I'm
Oh, for the
assuming.
love of God, someone look out, please.
I was going to look up and say, is the fire
Right, you look up. High up on the ziggurat, you will notice that from this side, you can see a little more clearly as the sun is partially obscured on this side, slightly dim. Like a small moon graphic thing has been put over. And that enables you to see the ceiling a lot more clearly, and you will notice that the ceiling has a ziggurat on it right above you, and a bunch of gravestones, and a little campsite.
That's not comfortable.
It occurs to you at this point that you are upside down, or maybe now right side up.
Right.
Who knows?
Guys.
Oh, that's
Ma-
interesting.
I don't seem to be falling or...
I didn't do on the other side either.
Who gets a sudden wave of vertigo?
Me.
I actually do, because I have a fear of heights.
Okay.
I'll roll for it, to be fair.
I do.
Okay.
I think I'm fine.
Squeezily, you sit down, trying to assure yourself that there is ground.
Oh.
Stricken with panic, you hug the closest thing.
Is it the ground?
That's probably Saphiro.
Probably Saphiro. You might wrap yourself around his legs as you huddle up on the ground.
Yeah, probably.
Ah! What? Adrian,
That's high up.
it's fine. You're not going to fall up.
How the fuck do you know? To be fair!
Because we haven't yet.
My character gets up and she is trying to distract herself from the fact that she's very disorientated. She is gonna start walking forward downstairs.
Being close to Saphira would actually help you.
Yeah.
Help your panic.
Yes,
Because he has an aura.
He projects an aura of courage.
Does
Yeah.
that affect everyone no matter what?
Within 10
Within
feet.
10 feet.
Okay.
So once you start walking away, you'll be affected by the nervousness more.
Worse, yeah.
But like the fact that I am like this next to Saphiro is fucking bad.
Well, you rolled
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean exactly. But like,
I'm
You've all learned a thing, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Adrian, let go. You're going to be fine. We're fine. This is probably magic. You know magic works in mysterious ways. I'm gonna roll my charisma to try and convince him.
That's a 20.
So he just thinks off his foot, right?
No, it just means you're very
Yeah.
convincing and reassuring.
Okay, I think it's Saphira. I just
Good. Use all your 20s up. Use all of them
There's
up.
two already tonight, Kitty.
Yeah.
just so high up. I panicked.
It's okay. It's understandable. It could be disorientating to anybody.
I'm going down the steps, so has anything happened?
No, they're all the same except for the human one.
Okay.
Seraphim, be
Keep it
careful. Don't go too far ahead.
I am going to walk down to the elven stoop and touch it. See if anything happens on this side.
The air smells like it always does, full of ash and brimstone. Your armor is scratchy and uncomfortable, but you've been told to wear it, and your sergeant is scary, so you're going to, because you don't want him to beat you again. Your scrawny little hands clutch a long spear. Your fellow goblins in front of you are battling and dying in front of the human and elven host. Soon it will be your turn. You rush up, you find yourself confronted by a lean, high-eyebrowed, pointy-eared one. He seems to be wearing gilded armor that no matter how much you try, your weapon can't seem to pierce. He wields a long blade that just seems to be slapping your spear aside no matter what you do. He finally catches you on the arm and you go down, but as you're falling, you manage to score a lucky strike just underneath, just on where the plates join on his armor. It doesn't kill him, but you feel a slight satisfaction that you've managed to hurt it before you die. And then you wake up.
I feel slight sympathy for the goblin. I will walk back up to them. Do I succeed?
What, in walking?
No, I mean, something happened. No, okay. And I tell them what I saw, and I say that I saw it from the other side of the battle this time. And
So this is like the reverse of... This is exactly what you experienced in the other vision, but from the other side.
So, did the tombstones here read Orc, nameless, killed at Tarwin's Gap?
When you get down there, you will read no, it doesn't. They're more...
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's just what I'm
Yeah.
hypothesizing.
Okay.
And I'm just telling you, when you get
Yes.
down there, your first thought will be to confirm this, and you will find your theory denied.
Yeah.
okay, I will suggest that the others touch the stones that related to them. Why don't you try?
I'm not going
Sure.
to touch that one.
Okay.
I'll touch the... Of course, not where the crown is, but around it, because there is no crown this time, but...
Sweet spring air. The trees are turning. A long column of men walk past you, trumpeters blaring. They're marching double time. In your hand, you crumple the note that came from Tarwin's Gap, begging for help. So many other nations have failed, you feel an anger well up in your chest. Sighing, you put on your diademed battle crown and join the host marching off. You wake up.
Okay, I did not experience the direct opposite of what I... Just merely another part of the history. Earlier, I believe.
The step is not exactly the same. The crown is not there, so be
Indeed.
that.
And you choose not to touch your...
I don't need to know about the atrocities mages can commit.
Is this yourself?
So yours might be different, like Sephiro's was different. I can't do it myself. None of them worked on me.
It could be beneficial to us.
It could be beneficial to you.
If you think it will help, and I'll touch it.
Do not... Never mind.
You are in a swirling vortex. Stones whip around the outside, light and dark flash around. Long red sleeves whip away from your hands as electricity jerks out of your hands towards a younger man in blue robes that you recognize as you. In one hand, both of you clutch the same staff, and you can feel his thoughts trickle into your head as you do battle in the storm. On one side of the storm looms a dark figure with glowing red eyes, and on the other side looms a great bearded figure wielding a hammer made of lightning. As you begin to overcome the younger man, you can hear him call out for help, which is when some others appear behind you to your distress, and then you wake up.
Are you okay, Adrian?
Well, I didn't get either of what you two had at all. I saw... I was fighting myself, but I wasn't myself. I was a different person fighting me. And on one side, the Dark One, and on the other side, I can only assume was Tor. And as I started to defeat myself, others showed up.
Slim person dressed in black, knight in shining armor, and an elven archer.
When you say yourself, because everyone said that, obviously I haven't seen any of this. Do you mean you?
It looked a lot like you.
Well, the body I was in was a mage in red robes, but the person I was fighting was me.
Literally you.
Literally me.
And who did you say come to your rescue?
It looked like Saphiro and Seraphim, and it might have been you. It was what Saphira described through the mirror. Someone clad in black.
This is very strange.
The warrior in armor would have had a round shield and would have been wielding a cuneiform sword.
Oh, so it couldn't have been Saphira. Or
Well, who the fuck knows?
yeah, okay. Sorry.
I'm not saying it was anyone.
Yeah, but this is just.
But was it the reflection guy?
No, didn't look like him. Well, he had a helmet, so. And no hammer.
Okay. My character is going to walk to the next step.
You're going to walk all the way to the bottom?
Yeah.
Now, walking down metal steps can be slippy. These aren't the nice steps with the little corrugated thingies that they make for work-safe environments like on ships, so you could slip.
Oh, I thought
And
they would be.
They would be like that because they're
They're really
They're
smooth.
weapons.
They're
Oh,
really
okay.
smooth.
No.
They're really well done.
okay.
I had a completely different image of it. Other way.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of rough
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
probably
like-
kind
You
of.
mean like
Yeah, like-
No, the,
throne?
one-
Yeah,
the
but like
others
the
are
throne.
was
Throne.
like that, but these are much smoother. Like, sort of like a lacquer has been put over them. Like they're really well finished,
Well,
very
like,
smooth.
Just the
Carefully
stairs or the
down
whole
the steps.
ziggurat?
Just the stairs. The ziggurat itself is still very rough.
I walk carefully down the stairs.
Okay, walk carefully. I still require a roll.
Is it
See if you
D20?
slip and fall and
die.
Break
land
your
with your
neck.
hand on that dagger step.
Oh no! So what is it? Is that a dexterity check or balance?
Well, if you have balance, you can use balance. If you have acrobatics or tumbling, you can use that after you slip and fall. But yes, just a dex check.
9.
That's good. I imagine.
That's
Make it to the bottom.
Of course, the others we have to follow. So
Are you
yes,
following them?
I will follow.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dex
so,
checks.
5. I've got it. I got this.
You make it to the bottom.
How much do I have to beat Dex by?
You just have to beat
You
it.
just
I
have
just
to
have to
beat
beat it.
Yeah, you
So,
did.
you did almost as well as you could do.
1.
One fails.
Yeah, no.
You slip just on the second step, and your hand comes down on them daggers.
Can we make a reflex to stop it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Well,
he really
actually,
wants
if you have acrobatics or tumbling, you can make a roll.
I don't think I've got
He
it.
just wants us to touch the step.
Damn
Because
right.
he really want. That's why we can't stop her. Because
Well, you see, you're not ready for it.
well, I wouldn't be. I would have been ahead of her because I was right after
No.
you. So.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Okay, would you just roll me an 8-sided die, and we'll see whereabouts you actually land.
On
8.
me.
8.
Wow, that's not good. That's the 8th one.
Yeah.
You hurt your bum on the first step because it's sharp and edgy. And then you pick yourself up, and unthinkingly,
As you go to push yourself
as you
out.
go to push yourself up, you find yourself high above the world. Clouds on either side. You're on the back of a thing. It appears to be wrought of shadow. You are dressed in black.
Okay. Can we notice that Sulan has done this?
Yes.
Can I try and
gosh.
pull her off of it?
It's Saphira, don't
You,
pull her off.
you certainly can try. You and your 8 fellows swoop down towards a battlefield. The men are losing. As you land your beasts, they take off again, and you draw your foul weapon. You can feel the miasma of evil reeking from the blade, and you turn and plunge into the horde of orcs and goblins. Much to the surprise of, it seems, the human, elf, and dwarf armies. Except maybe there is no surprise on the face of the rulers of such. And you wake up. A feeling of foulness makes
I will
you
pull you
jerk your
away
hand
from that thing as soon as she basically is woken.
I want a con roll to see if you vomit,
Probably gonna happen.
because the feeling of foulness would
Okay,
have been-
50% chance of failing.
9, right on the edge.
Better get that foulness out.
I don't throw up, and I'm good.
Okay.
Just. I got a 10. My
A
con's
9.
10. I got a 9.
Oh God. What did you?
Sulin, are you okay?
I was one of them.
The 9.
Yes. And
Strangely, you felt no thoughts during that whole time.
couldn't feel anything. It was just evil, foul evil. And we're high above the humans, and we at the battle, and we swooped down on the humans that were losing, and we dismounted. And then we just started destroying the orcs and the goblins, and to the surprise of the other races, except for the leaders weren't surprised. I don't know. It's
Well, everything we've been going through so far down here does lead us to believe that for some reason the 9 were part of the forces of good in the end.
my only concern is what would we have. If this is on this side, which you guys have obviously looked from the other side, what would we have seen on the other one?
I don't know.
Because this is
Why did this work for you?
maybe it could work for any of us, but we didn't want to try.
Is anyone else going to try it now?
I will.
Really?
Yeah.
I will.
Holy
no.
man?
No.
Yeah?
No. I grab his arm.
Okay.
You're gonna try and stop me?
Remember
Are you
the
sure this is a good decision, given you are a paladin, a holy man? Perhaps it would be better
Perhaps.
for me to try.
I think it would be better if no one tried. To be honest.
Perhaps it would give me a unique perspective into my own enemy.
But they weren't the enemy.
Not then, but they are still minions of the Dark One.
This is confusing.
If anything, all this shows us that we don't understand them at all.
And how will we understand them if we do not learn about them?
Do you think just
there's
plunging
nothing-
into another fever dream will help you learn more?
I could see something completely different.
I let go of him and step back.
Okay.
I'm going to place my hand there.
Okay. You are standing high upon the battlements of a castle, the weight of a crown heavy upon your brow. Before you, a dark-robed figure is flanked by about 50 guardsmen. It doesn't seem to care. You hear yourself say, "I have to admit, I have trouble believing believing what I hear you're saying. I look for deceit." And the figure says, in a voice of dried bones and leaves, "Then take this as a token." And it pulls out a cuneiform sword you've been holding before, and offers it to you. You are surprised, of course, because that has been lost for 2 generations. Everyone knows who took it. And yet here it is again. Not quite believing yourself, you reach out towards it and wake up.
Sphere, you were right.
Yes.
Your holy symbol feels ice cold against your chest.
Ugh,
Are you okay?
just my symbol. It burns.
Well, you shouldn't have done it. What did you see?
Reluctant alliance between who was the perspective of the king I was.
It was familiar to you,
That's
so
what I thought, yeah. The Normarian king and one of the
That
The
would
9.
have been, that would at the time probably have been King Chrisman Peel of Normare.
King Peel of Normare. And accepting a reluctant alliance, I believe, or at least the early stages of it. He produced a weapon, an ancient weapon that had long gone missing,
So
to the king, and just as I reached for it, I woke up.
So you didn't see through the eyes of one of the 9.
No.
See,
The same person whose eyes I saw through.
But you were looking at one of them.
Yes, I was looking. Yeah, but from the perspective of the same person, I have.
The one with the black iron crown.
So, well, I wouldn't like to suggest anyone else to touch it, but they may see something, because yours was informative that there was definitely an alliance. It just, I mean, we know there was, but you see.
There was distrust there, but
I touched this door.
Oh!
nice. Oh, we're all distracted. She's just bam.
I do.
At least I'm not just randomly doing.
You are
it.
standing in
Eventually-
an elven glade. Moonstone heaped to one side, silver to another. A bare-chested dwarven craftsman places down a heavy ingot of fine dwarven steel and dusts his hands off. As you look around, you see a gathering of people that seem familiar to you, and one person you actually recognize from your real life. That would be the current ruler of your home in the Vale, who nods encouragingly. Standing before you is a human king, who looks nervous and expectant. Several dwarves are also present. A strange, angular creature, clad in like fish scale mail, wielding a strange, watery-looking sword. Or rather, leaning on it casually. I say wielding, it sounds rather aggressive. There is a bare-chested human man with face paint, and he wears a belt across his chest, and across his back a huge claymore. He looks just like the statues.
As you can see the face.
It looks like Jim Helvig. And there is, very far in the back, amidst the trees, you know to look him out, a figure in a dark robe, just watching. A noise from behind you makes you turn, and there is a great silver dragon coiled there amidst the trees, looking on with interest. And some, for reference for the players, some rather Roman-style dressed men bearing standards that indicate that this would be during the Imperium, from the standards. And you begin to work, singing, and the strands of silver and moonstone and steel flow together. And leather, it comes from seemingly the ground. As sun rises and falls, you work, and slowly, sung steel and moonstone and silver is joined together in a sword. It looks like this. And a little more work runes the blade, and it glows like sun's fire. And finally it is sitting there in the stump of a tree, waiting to be pulled, which the human king does. And so you witness the birth of a new nation of men, the first of Normer. and you wake up.
Okay. Do I need to recount this detail?
You don't need to recount any of it at all. But since I've described it, you can just say you tell. I recount however much of it you want to the group.
Sorry,
I would also point out there were a number of other races represented there, but they were far back as just part of the crowd.
yeah. I recount the entire thing to the group.
So aside from one of the 9 possibly being present there, it didn't seem to be related to them directly at all.
The sword from this was the one that the Human King was looking earlier.
That he, as far as he described, yes.
Yes, so I got that description from him, so that, yeah.
So it's even further back.
Yeah.
The founding of the Alliance, it seems, or...
The
least.
banners that you saw the guards holding that were near the dragon indicated it was during the Imperium. So that would be... How long ago, everyone? You're currently in 1386 AO,
Yeah.
which is just since the Dark Times ended, and that was 1,000 years
Yeah.
on, so
Does it
2,800 years at least since the end of the Imperium.
Because you said
And this
like,
would have been during
the
it.
sword was missing for how long?
2 generations.
Yeah.
So this...
And it was an
you-
ancient relic when he.
Yeah.
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 So
This is a creation.
you saw at one point in history, she's seen further back.
I've seen it in several points
Yeah, but I
in
mean...
history, but yeah.
You don't need an int roll for the group to realise that the common binding factor so far actually seems to be this sword. But then, of course, you can't touch all the steps, so who would know really?
Well, there's only...
I was going to ask the silver dragon.
It was a very
Again, I
large...
wouldn't
It was a great elder dragon.
make you do it, but again, it seems like the other two didn't see through the
Is that
Nine's
something
eyes.
that
You might be
specifically relevant to elves, or is
just
it
see...
If it can give us more
They're
information.
very uncommon. I mean, dragons are around.
Yep.
They're not at all common in this world. But here's one that just seems to be participating in a group activity. Now,
Sorry,
it's
I
a
was
silver
just wondering
dragon,
what
and
the
they
law was
were
about.
rumoured to be on the sides of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas it's known as red dragons and shadow dragons serve the dark one.
Yeah.
I touch the stair.
Roll intelligence before you do.
Yeah. 11.
Okay, you touch the stair.
It just must be pretty hard.
Your red robes rustle around you as you walk across beneath the glowing ball towards the ziggurat. Dust puffs up beneath your feet as you climb the steps, smirking at the wands as you do. As you reach the top of the ziggurat, you see the plinth there, and the gathering that surrounds it. And they look over to you and they say, "Oh, look who decided to show up." You say, "It seemed appropriate. I was here at the beginning, I should be here at the end." That is your particular style, they say. And so you walk forward and join the group. The end. Oh, the group was made up of one cleric, one nine, one gith, one human, one elf, one face-painted barbarian guy.
Was there a mage other than me?
No. I mean, the details stand out fairly well. You had your staff, red rose, the big chain with the book on it. Oh, you had a ring.
Yeah. I was in the same red robe mage I'd been in before, and I walked up the stairs and all the other races were at the top.
And then you later die.
Oh my god, no, it wasn't. Yeah. I dropped my translation.
We never see it, it's translucent.
I will barely just see it.
And I said that I'd been there at the beginning and I should be there at the end, and then it ended.
To the same mage whom was part of this alliance, in another vision, actually attacked you.
Yes.
And we attacked. Well, sorry.
He also walked away from the battle that you saw in your that you two saw in your visions.
So he's the one that walked away in the vision, and then now he's.
Okay.
Well,
You continue down the path then.
Yes.
is there any markings or things to decipher on the side?
Well, there's names on all the headstones and that's
Yeah.
similar as they were before.
Is there, are there the footprints in the dust
There's one set,
ahead of us?
fairly
Okay.
fresh.
Um,
Less than a year, in other words.
Yeah. um, and the whispering.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to draw
Oh,
my
by the
bow
way,
out of caution.
you'll now find this on your hand.
Did that just appeared on his, like on his finger, literally?
As far as you know.
As you went through the mirror, or after? you
After the
touched it?
step.
Would I have noticed it though?
No, well, I don't know. That's up to you.
Yeah. See, I probably wouldn't have.
Well, it's still there.
Yeah.
Could always make a perception check.
I suppose you could all make a perception check. It's on my.
That too,
Yeah.
although whether we imagine they have to be pretty high.
Your
You know.
sleeves would disguise it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so unless I
So
got a
it's like-
nat
Just wait till
20.
you naturally find it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you start casting, we might see. It's we're not actively looking.
Yeah.
I'm just going to draw my bow as we walk out around, just because it's a different setting than last time, being cautious.
Okay, I'm going to notice that and go, do you notice anything?
The whispering.
No, I mean, did you drew your bow? Is there something wrong?
Ahead of you, there is a single figure standing in the road now. It has a bow out.
Do we all see that?
No,
Okay.
I stop.
it stops.
I lower my bow.
It lowers its bow.
I tell the others what I'm seeing.
They think you're insane.
After all
No,
the
we
step
don't.
After all the step hallucinations.
No.
Put the bow
Maybe you
away
should
then.
put it away.
No, yeah, that was going to be my next step.
The whispering gets less angry as you put your bow away, and the dust figure goes away.
Okay, I won't make that mistake again.
Unless that's what it wants.
Face yourself. What
Yes.
was the clue?
Face yourself.
And embrace the destiny you choose.
We'll probably know more when we get to the middle.
Okay, it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Well, you don't see that every day.
I'm just going to briskly start
he's a
walking
sailor.
forward
Okay,
towards
keep it.
I'm gonna follow you since you're wandering
You
here.
master.
Yes, briskly walk forward towards the centre.
Oh, you're at the center.
Yeah.
Okay, no campsite.
None.
And nothing other markings or no.
Just the footprints,
Just
I'm
Grace,
guessing.
as we can see.
Continuing on.
Just the footprints.
Okay, I'm going to walk towards the cigarette on the
Yeah.
other side. I'm going to walk towards the cigarette on the
Ah,
other
the
side.
opposite.
Cigarette.
But the
boy.
original reversed
Yeah.
cigarette, yeah.
Oh boy. The ziggurat. So I'm going to assume you're all going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this ziggurat's different, again. And it seems to be made of bone. Namely skulls. Orc, goblin, troll, couple of Balrogs.
Oh wow.
Although I don't think any of you would recognise that skull if you saw. Let's
It's
just
a
say
big skull.
Big scary skulls.
Actually, someone had a vision that Balrogs were in, so they
Yeah.
might.
Oh, yeah.
did.
I've just used the word Balrog because we all know what one looks
Yes.
like.
Yeah.
Those things, as opposed to saying those things made of shadow and flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sides of the stairs are the lower jaw of a large dragon. The steps, however, are made out of stone and, of course, the unique materials. The wizard's step, however, this time appears to be made out of paper.
Okay.
Can I see? Is there anything written on it, or is it just?
Faded, gone.
So the question is, do you want to touch the steps on this one?
I'm going to immediately say upon seeing this, well, this is ominous.
It's a lot more barbaric than what we've come across so far.
The skulls of the enemies.
The skulls have all been arranged so they're staring right at whoever would be at the base of the steps.
This is perhaps how, like, we would make a monument out of the weapons of war. Perhaps the enemy would make it out of their fallen dead, for all I know.
I have no idea who constructed this, but I would assume it was the Alliance. They constructed
Possibly.
the other.
The lament does seem to have been wholly constructed for the benefit of those who fell. The only alliance, I mean,
Yeah.
the eight. You would gather that from your clues.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna.
Shall we climb then?
Yeah. I'm gonna just walk forward. I'm not gonna touch the steps at this point. I'm just gonna walk.
Yeah,
So
I'm just going to try and make my way
The
up.
dark one step. That's just daggers again.
I'm gonna go up to the
Daggers.
Elven step.
Okay.
Just for a minute.
Every step you step on drops an inch and locks into place with a grinding sound. But nothing seems to happen.
This time it's every step. Does that
Every
include?
single step,
Does that include?
including the special
Including the
ones.
special ones.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's not like okay. Because there were no special ones on the original one,
No,
were
there
there?
was
No, but every third step
Was yeah,
Click.
exactly yeah.
Yeah.
moved and clicked.
Do you think I should touch it or should I keep walking?
I think we should keep walking. The stairs on this one could correspond with the stairs on the original one, which would mean once we've reached the top, all the stairs would have been depressed.
I would say it's up to you whether you want to learn anything from the experience or not. If you should have a vision.
Like you said, this pyramid is ominous. I think I will walk to the top first and I can always come back.
You walk all the way to the top. Every single step slides down an inch. The final step clicks into place and you hear a loud gong sound come from somewhere.
Just
You all-
her or
you all
okay.
hear it.
Okay.
And then the cigarette shakes.
I'll drop to like my hand being moved. Shaking obviously.
I'll just try and balance myself.
Yeah. Shaking goes on for a bit and then stops.
Okay,
I'm immediately going to look and like round everywhere in every direction to see if anything's
I'm
changed.
gonna draw my bow again.
Okay. You hear a voice and it says, "You will not need that,
I put my bow.
young woman."
Do we hear the voice, or...?
It's faint and raspy.
Oh.
So anyway, you guys going to proceed up to the top so we can just describe this once?
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you going to touch the step on the way through?
No, but like I said, I was looking around after it shook just to see if anything was moving massively or anything like that. But
So, at the top of the cigarette, it is flat. It's actually a stone top, made of polished stone. There are two great statues of warriors at the far end with their backs to you, arms spread. There is a big plinth, giant cylindrical column in the centre, about 2 yards across and about 10 yards high. Beside it, about 20 feet behind it, is a raised semicircular platform, and it has swords, hilts of swords all sticking out, all different kinds of swords that you can see. And there is an old man sitting cross-legged with his back against the raised plinth, and he's just wearing a loincloth, and he has very old faded face paint, and his hair is white.
I'm going to walk closer to him.
Yeah, I suppose we all would, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we'll approach.
Look out upon the many dead and lament.
I will look out upon the many dead, and I will actually utter a prayer to them.
I will not sit down, I will stand and sort of just gaze around solemnly. Just briefly.
This moment is a truce between your realities and your destiny. Choose. Choose and perish.
What's the difference?
The warrior uses his weapon to destroy his enemies. Choose the weapon of the warrior.
I will look at the swords that are all...
So many. There's basket-guarded hilts, uniform crossblades, simple leather-wrapped hilts, jeweled pommels, golden crossbars, silver, iron, steel, bronze, gladius, cutlass, katana, wakizashi, ippi, saber, rapier. All swords, one of each. From the simplest and most primitive, all the way up to the most grandiose and over-designed.
I choose the
Dragon bone.
I choose the only weapon I need.
You pompous little faggot. Anyone else want to make the right decision?
Then why do you carry around a hammer?
The hammer is nothing without the mind and the body to wield it.
So you need the body as well.
Is the warrior. You wisely choose correctly. And he dies. And he crumbles forwards and becomes dust.
Loot him.
And a strange wind blows the dust away, and there is nothing. Was he ever there at all?
I don't loot him.
There's nothing to load.
I know.
Yeah.
Said I don't.
Yeah, I know.
And the swords fade away.
I think you killed him.
The ziggurat shakes as the plinth lowers.
I'll steady myself,
yeah.
sort of.
I'll look up.
Before the plinth, a sarcophagus raises from the stone, flat slabbed on all sides. And it has this etched onto the edge.
You make your roll. And
At the center of the plinth, while you're looking at that, the center of the plinth
Yep.
finally comes down. There is a smaller plinth within, and there is a sword jammed
15.
into the stone.
That goes against intelligence,
like that.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is your intelligence 15 or greater? Or
Yeah, it's 15.
okay. Well,
We'll
you
approach it.
successfully match it then.
Okay. I've got the... I've decrypted it.
Okay.
Sorry, can you put them down?
I will read out the decryption before you carry on.
Yeah.
It says, "The way is sealed. The way was made for the dead, and the dead keep it." Actually, now you've translated them all, you can have this.
So where does it actually say that in comparison to?
Okay, it's like on the edge,
Yeah.
all round the edge of the...
Oh,
on every
repeated.
side. The front top slab can clearly be pushed off. And you are before the circular plinth with the
Yeah.
sword jammed in it. It sparkles alluringly at you.
It's very tempting.
I should point out that the plinth has carvings on it.
Yeah, I
On
was
top.
about to ask, has it got...
They're holy symbols.
Oh,
There are two missing.
the same two that were missing from before. I will stare at the sword for a while.
Is it the same sword that you've seen in the vision so far?
Yes.
Oh. Is
This is
it?
the sword.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'm worthy to claim this item. If that is even possible. I mean, perhaps it would know if I'm worthy or not, and if I am not, it would not let me take it anyway.
Then should you not try?
If anything, try and perhaps show its bravery.
You're the only one who's
Go around
held
and
the
look.
sword in his visions.
It comes away easily in your grip.
Got it, bravery.
I will like sort of move it and look at it. It's amazing. I cannot believe I am holding this.
It's surprisingly light for its size.
But I am not supposed to wield this. I do not have a sheath to put it in, so...
You know it comes with one,
Oh,
right?
it comes with... Oh, because I didn't know if it was inside the...
You kind of just pulled it out of its sheath. You want to pull the sheath out of the
Oh,
stone?
okay. I'll do that too.
That's a little harder,
Okay.
but you still manage it.
I will sheath the sword at my back under the shield for now.
Okay. I just need to make a note of this. Oh, well, actually, I guess I don't. I'll just pick
But
it
I'm
up
not going to. I'm not going to wield this.
That's a good idea.
I was gonna say, does Tor allow you to wield a sword?
I cannot wield a sword until I am ready, and I will not be ready until I go to the Anvil of the World.
Where is the Anvil of the War?
Down south, near where the Imperium used to be. Well, used to rule from.
I'm watching these gargoyles.
It doesn't do anything.
See, I was expecting it to burst the fuck open.
Me too!
Yeah, okay. Was there a rumbling once he pulled out the sword, or...
No, you did hear that music, though.
Oh, actually heard the music?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perhaps it's just another test to see if you can not use the sword until you are truly ready to use it.
And I won't.
You don't see
In
anything.
fact, I don't even think I should claim this as mine.
Just a
That would be
sarcophagus.
that would be arrogant. It should go
anyway,
to the heir of who owned it.
That would be the direct descendant of the king.
Anyway,
Okay.
inside.
Perhaps that is.
You wish to push the top off the second one?
Perhaps that is a
If you
test.
can. I'm not.
I'll
yeah,
follow.
the
The
slab
tour
slides
has given
easily.
me.
You just need a strength roll.
Do we want to see what's inside the sticker?
No,
Yeah, I do.
no, we don't. Don't open the lid.
Why not?
And you never read a story? That's always a bad idea. Well, let's open the lid and let out all the evil in the world. Great. Come on, guys. Let's just open it.
What's on the plinth?
Was
Oh,
there
is that
no?
exit?
There was no writing on the plinth or anything.
I could climb into it. Only the dead can leave. Ooh.
Well, it might be the only way out. Have I seen any other way?
No. But then again, you guys haven't explored the
I
graveyard.
was saying, oh yeah, apart from down there, yeah.
This is creepy.
I know, it's a graveyard.
Mm.
Do you think this is somehow the key to our leaving
Well,
this place?
There is no other path I can feel, so I'll look and I'll push it open.
How-
Roll.
Can two people push at once?
Yeah.
12 below my strength.
You slide it open.
Thanks, Frank. That was swell.
I'm glad you liked it, Harry.
You know, you're a darn good-looking fellow. I'll bet you have lots of girls crazy about you.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you're just being modest. But tell me, how do you feel when you're in love?
How do I feel? My gosh, Harry, it's the most wonderful feeling in the world. Why, when I'm in love, I'm just breezing along with the breeze. I never mind the bumps or the ruts along the highway of life. I float through life on a cloud.
And that, folks, is exactly the way you feel in the famous Dodge Air Glide ride. If you haven't experienced this thrill, visit the showroom of your local Dodge dealer. See for yourself the extra value you get in this big, new, money-saving Dodge. Believe me, folks, it certainly is more car for less money. Think of it. The new Dodge Beauty Winner of 1936 now sells for only $640 and up. List prices at Factory Detroit.
Hey, that is something, Harry. But how about you singing a song now?
Don't mind if I do.
You slide it open all the way.
Nothing inside.
There is a door laid horizontal on the inside.